NIGEL Farage has provoked outrage by appearing to make light of Donald Trump's self-confessed sexual assaults on women. The Brexit Party leader was criticised after saying the president's recorded boast about grabbing women by the privates was just something men said on a night out after a drink. On a 7-way election campaign debate on ITV, he said, "Men say dreadful things sometimes. You know something? If all of us were caught out for what we did on a night out after a drink, none of us would be standing here." The exchange reignited the row over Mr. Trump's attitude to women, and Boris Johnson's closeness to him, ahead of the US president's visit to the UK this week for a NATO summit. Mr. Trump's notorious comments emerged in the 2016 presidential election when a video was unearthed of him on his way to taping a TV show called Access Hollywood in 2005. In it, he referred to his seduction of women. "When you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything, grab them by the pussy. You can do anything." He downplayed it as locker room banter. Mr. Farage made the comments after a question about the UK's special relationship with the US ought to more of less special given who was president. It prompted a series of criticisms of Mr. Trump from most of the participants. UK Lib Dem leader Joe Swinson said the current occupant of the White House did not share British values, calling him someone who has boasted about sexually assaulting women. Nicola Sturgeon advised Mr. Johnson to sup with a very long spoon because of his dangerous rhetoric and policies, adding, "The last thing the United Kingdom needs is a Prime Minister who's trying to be like Donald Trump." However, Mr. Farage suggested the UK ought to be closer to the US and said Labour claims that the NHS would be on the table in a post-Brexit UK-US trade deal were lies. Mr. Trump has previously praised Mr. Farage and recently appeared on his LBC radio show. Asked by host Julie Etchingham about Mr. Trump's character and whether he was comfortable being his friend, Mr. Farage said, "Donald Trump's style is very American. It may not be to everybody's taste, but think about this, he is our most important friend in the world. At a time of huge global uncertainty we should think not just trade with America but security." The biggest lie of this entire election campaign is that Trump wants to but the NHS. He does not, and he will say so I'm sure this week when he's here. Ms. Swinson then raised the Access Hollywood tape and asked Mr. Farage, "Have you seen the footage of him boasting about sexually assaulting women?" Mr. Farage replied, "I have, and it was crass, and it was crude, and it was wrong and men say dreadful things sometimes. They do. They do. But you know something? If all of us were caught out for what? For more on this story, visit the news article link.